Welcome to Episode 37, System and Information Integrity, Part 1, Purpose, Scope, Outcomes. Integrity is one of the most fundamental yet misunderstood elements of security. It refers to the trust that information, configurations, and software remain accurate and unaltered from their approved state. While confidentiality protects data from unauthorized access, integrity protects it from unauthorized change. In practice, this means every system needs a way to prevent corruption, detect tampering, and restore accuracy when issues occur. System and information integrity safeguards are how organizations maintain truth inside their technology. They ensure that what systems process, store, and transmit is exactly what was intended, no more and no less. Without integrity, even well-protected data can become unreliable, leading to bad decisions, broken automation, and loss of confidence in outcomes.
From there, understanding threats, tampering, malware, and spoofing clarifies what the safeguards must stop. Tampering occurs when attackers modify code, configurations, or data to alter behavior or conceal activity. Malware introduces unwanted software that manipulates systems or exfiltrates data. Spoofing deceives systems into accepting false identities, data, or components. Picture a firmware update that appears genuine but installs a hidden service instead. Without authenticity checks, detection may come too late. By classifying these threats, organizations can align defenses precisely rather than applying generic controls. Each type of threat maps to specific signals, detection logic, and recovery steps that make monitoring purposeful instead of reactive. Building further, a strong flaw remediation program becomes the backbone of integrity management. Every system contains flaws, bugs, misconfigurations, or vulnerabilities that, if left untreated, can erode trust. A formal process for identifying, prioritizing, patching, and verifying fixes keeps systems reliable. Think of it as hygiene for code and configuration. For example, tracking vulnerabilities through a ticketing system with closure evidence ensures no fix disappears into inboxes. Flaw remediation connects discovery to correction with visible accountability. When managed consistently, it prevents integrity decay over time and reduces opportunities for exploitation through known weaknesses. From there, monitoring signals across environments allows early detection of drift and compromise. Signals include system logs, integrity checks, network behavior, and external threat intelligence. Continuous monitoring means patterns of change are observed in real time rather than discovered weeks later. For instance, a checksum mismatch in a critical library can trigger an alert for validation before it becomes a breach. Effective monitoring spans both cloud and on-premise systems, unifying signals into a common dashboard. When alerts link directly to response playbooks, detection becomes the first step in correction instead of a separate process. Extending detection inward, input validation and error handling prevent bad data from undermining integrity at the point of entry. Systems must verify that inputs conform to expected formats, ranges, and contexts before they are processed or stored. A missing check may allow malicious scripts or corrupted data to enter legitimate workflows. For example, unvalidated form fields on a public web page could inject harmful commands into a database. Error handling complements validation by managing failures gracefully, revealing enough detail to diagnose problems without leaking sensitive information. Together, these coding disciplines form the first line of defense against corruption from within routine operations. Building on software hygiene, malicious code and spam controls address the persistent risk of unwanted executable content. Malicious code may arrive through attachments, downloads, or compromised updates, while spam floods users with lures that often start such attacks. Tools like antivirus engines, sandboxing, and content filters protect endpoints and gateways from these sources. Yet technical tools alone are insufficient. Awareness and policy matter equally. Employees should know how to recognize suspicious attachments and how to report them promptly. The goal is layered defense. Detect and block at scale, but educate humans as the final check before harm. From there, configuration integrity and baseline checks provide continuous assurance that systems remain as designed. A configuration baseline captures approved settings, such as enabled services, registry keys, or network parameters. Automated comparison tools then flag deviations for investigation. Imagine a script confirming that encryption is always enabled on storage volumes. If it detects a change, the alert leads to verification and correction. Baselines transform one-time configuration reviews into ongoing integrity validation. When combined with version control, they show exactly when and how drift occurred. Such visibility proves to both operations and auditors that integrity oversight is systematic, not episodic. Building outward, supply chain signals and authenticity checks extend integrity beyond organizational borders. Every component software library, device driver, or firmware module carries risk if its origin or modification history is unclear. Authenticity checks verify that each element comes from a trusted supplier and has not been tampered with along the way. For example, digital signatures on updates confirm provenance and block counterfeit packages. Supply chain visibility also includes vendor disclosures and vulnerability notifications, which alert teams to issues before they spread. Integrating these signals into regular monitoring keeps trust intact even when dependencies span multiple vendors and jurisdictions. Finally, roles, ownership, and response expectations tie people to process. Clear ownership defines who monitors signals, who validates changes, and who decides when to restore from backup. Without assigned roles, even the best tooling can fail in moments of ambiguity. Establishing accountability also clarifies escalation paths when integrity is breached. For instance, if a configuration file changes unexpectedly, the operations team investigates while compliance logs the event for review. Defined response expectations ensure consistency regardless of who is on duty. When roles and responsibilities align, integrity management becomes routine teamwork rather than a scramble after alerts. In closing, outcomes matter more than tool choices. Tools evolve, but the desired results stay constant. Systems that detect tampering, correct errors quickly, and maintain user trust. Integrity controls succeed when they deliver reliable operations and transparent evidence of protection. The measure of success is not how many dashboards exist, but how confidently you can prove that your systems and data remain what you intended them to be. By focusing on outcomes, truth, trust, and timely correction, organizations achieve integrity in both technology and practice, turning complexity into reliability one verified change at a time. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.